Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alona Taraka, and this is our second segment for today at WIJT radio show on our YouTube channel. And I'd like to introduce myself to you a little bit more. I am right now taking a break from school. I am a PhD candidate in public policy and administration, which helps in my political life. And I'm also a member of Kappa Delta Pi, which is the International Honor Society in Education. My major is nonprofit management and leadership. Well, how do I combine the mission of our new nonprofit, which I am trying to create here, with the topic of my research? The topic of my research is about how to deter students from entering the school to prison pipeline, which is also my political platform. Now, what's important to understand is that in the education system here in America, there are two different categories of discipline policies that are utilized. Restorative practices. These are, for example, peer mediation, peace corners, peace rooms, and also a talking circles with the talking stick, which was brought to us from the Native American society, versus zero tolerance student behavior discipline policies, such as detention, suspension, and expulsion. Now, personally, I believe that we should implement more restorative practices into our education system. And what we hope would happen is that by increasing the use of restorative practices, we are deterring many more students from entering the school to prison pipeline. And when this happens, we will see a decrease in crime statistics in the surrounding communities of where restorative practices are being utilized more in a school or school district, or the policies have been adopted at the state level. So what I'd like to do here now is talk about Operation Apple. Well, Operation Apple, the mission is to raise funding for a teacher in the peace rooms and also a behavior analyst and a social worker. They all need to be in a peace room with the teaching of the curriculum. And hopefully, when the student that is sent to the peace room, which is not every student that gets into trouble, it's done on a case-by-case basis, because we also need to have parental permission for their child to learn the curriculum in a peace room versus their normal curriculum, which they still need to make up the work for. So that's what we're trying to do, is to start up this Operation Apple nonprofit. And we are looking for volunteers, such as an executive director to begin with us, and of course a board of directors, and other positions that are necessary to start this nonprofit. Now, what would be interesting to see in the future is that similar restorative practices are utilized in other countries, and there's no reason why we can't do that. it may fall under the umbrella of the United Nations. And let's say, for example, there is a peace room in America, and the students are learning one way or one strategy of how to resolve a conflict at the lowest level possible. All right? And then what we want to do is we want to look at perhaps a school or a classroom in Pakistan. And we want to try to implement similar strategies in that school or classroom in that country, so that when this generation grows up into adults, they are coming of age with the same or similar knowledge on how to resolve a conflict. So I just think that would be wonderful to see and to help make that happen. Would you be just great. It would be excellent if we see that happening in the future. So I would like to just leave you with a show of appreciation for your interest, and the way I am going to raise funding for the Operation Apple nonprofit is trying to influence other politicians around America, and why not in other countries. And let's say, for example, the politician donates $500. So what I would do is $250 goes towards the balance sheet of Operation Apple, and then the other half, $250, would go into my political fundraising. All right, because Operation Apple and this nonprofit, in order for restorative practices to come more into our school, or to be implemented more into our schools and school districts, those are policies that need to be passed on the local level, if not also on the state level. So there are a lot of politicians that are involved in this decision making. And I see no reason why they would not contribute part of their fundraising into this Operation Apple nonprofit, and to also, share a little bit into my campaign funding, as it has always been a dream of mine since I was 16 to become a politician and to run for office. So right now I am in my fourth year of being a politician, and I'm doing the best I can and helping to bring the concept of restorative practices more into the limelight of our and within our education system here in America. So thank you very much again for your attention and your interest. And I hope that you feel moved to communicate with us regarding this topic, and you may do so in the comment section, and also share this video with your family and friends, especially if they're working in the education system. And also, you may feel free to contact us at operationapple@yahoo.com. That's operationapple@yahoo.com. Thank you again, and ciao.